In the Sudan, there has been an agreement that has tentatively been announced between some members of the opposition movement and the Military Transitional Council. Now, this is really, it might be a step forward. Certainly the African Union envoy is saying that. However, and I believe actually one of the people speaking here from the Military Transition Council is the head of the Rapid Response Unit, Rapid Forces. This is the renamed Janjaweed militia, which was the militia that was responsible for the crimes against humanity in Darfur. The Sudanese government, when it was run by Omar al-Bashir, and this is common practice in the Balkans and Latin America, governments will, when they want to commit atrocities and want some line of plausible deniability, even if it's being directed by the government or the military, they'll employ militias and other groups to sort of subcontract it. You see this in U.S.-backed mass killings in Indonesia as another example. So this agreement does not include all members of the opposition, and it doesn't necessarily have any sort of serious economic plan, which is actually what set off this latest round of demonstrations. They were about austerity. Sudan has a powerful labor movement, even still, even after all these years of repression. Let's play a brief report from it on Al Jazeera.
The agreement stipulates that each side will have 5 representatives in the Sovereign Council, with an 11th member to be agreed on by both sides.
It is with pleasure on this morning to bring the good news to the Sudanese people that we have signed the political document between the Transitional Military Council and the Freedom and Change Alliance. It is a historic moment in the history of the Sudanese people and their journey of struggle. It's a new era of partnership between the brave armed forces and our partners in the Freedom and Change Alliance and the Sudanese people. This document is the fruit of the efforts of the people and us as well. We honour the fallen martyrs, the bereaved mothers and the youth, the fuel of this revolution.
The revolution started in December with anti-government protests and turned into a pro-democracy sit-in at the army headquarters in April. That came to an end when the military raided it in early June, killing at least 100 protesters. The agreement signed on Wednesday still lacks many details, which the two sides are continuing to discuss.
So General Mohammed Hamdan, who, and I'm quoting now from the NPR, who was a signatory for the military at this power-sharing deal, the New York Times has reported that protest leaders were uncomfortable with the prominence of General Hamdan and his Rapid Support Forces, which has emerged as the dominant group in a Byzantine security apparatus. They are held responsible and were responsible for killing hundreds of demonstrators in the last couple of weeks. So it might be some slight progress, but this is still a very charged and very problematic situation, and we know that you won't have the real sort of serious transition without a dismantling of groups like this and their power.